In this exercise 9.3, we are going to build a wheel. Now here we have to use Revolve command. For that we require a sketch around the center axis. So this area will be our basic sketch which will revolve around this axis. So student, you need to pay very close attention while making this exercise. Revolve command or any other command only works if you have a very close area or a bounded area. Otherwise you cannot create solid out of it. It will create surface out of it. So let's switch over to AutoCAD to practice this exercise. Make sure your orientation is similar to mine. X axis has to be in right directions and Y in vertical directions. Always remember that XY plane is your sketching plane. So let's begin sketching. So I will draw a line, or before that I will draw a rectangle command. Here the dimension will be the width 20 and height will be 120. Okay. Now I will draw a center line. So here it will be 5 and overall length will be 30. So this will represent the center boss. Now I will remove the bottom part because we want to revolve the upper part in 3 dimensions. So save it. Now let's zoom in. Let's offset by 4 mm. So in 20 mm dimensions, 6 is a radius. So 6 makes 12 mm of diameter. So 20 minus 12, 8, and divided by 2 is 4. So offset it. Now let's explode the inner part and extend that part. Okay. Now let's draw the arc. For that I will choose start, center and end. So start, center and end. Now I will trim out the upper part like this. Do save your drawing. Now let's try to create the boss part. So L space, from here it will be half of this diameter, which is 15. Okay. So here the overall length will be 30 and let's close up to this. Okay. Now let's trim out unnecessary part, that this part, this one and this one. Okay. Right click, enter. Now save your drawing. Now let's go to in 3 dimensions like this. Okay. Now before we revolve it, we need to convert these areas into boundary. For that, press boundary command, BO for boundary. Now choose pick point. So choose this area like this one, which is second area, third area and fourth area. Press enter. So in the command prompt it says 4 polylines created. Now make sure at the right side this option is on, cyclic selection. It is very important for the next step. Now let's go and select this created polyline. So when I choose this, it offers me selection. So I have to choose polyline, right? Similarly, choose this area and select the polyline. Similarly, choose this arc and make sure it is polyline. And then at the same time, you have to see the image. Same for the fourth area, choose the fourth polyline. Now let's go and choose the revolve command. Revolve and choose this as an axis. Okay. Now I will enter 360 degree for the angle. Now let's use union command, union command, to combine all these 4 area into one single solid. So choose like this and press enter. Okay. So here, this is one single solid surface, a solid model. Now let's try to erase the sketch we have used. Okay. Now let's try to add fillets. So go to solid and fillet. Here right click and choose the radius. In the image it is not given, but I assume 5 mm. Now go to this edge and select it. Now shift middle mouse button and rotate your model and choose this opposite side of edge. Now press enter and enter accept. So this is how we have created the basics 3D model. Now let's add the center boss. For that, I have to choose UCS command and I have to relocate this part. So rotate like this. So choose center part, center point, then x-axis and then y-axis. Okay. So these steps require little practice. So pay very close attention for selection. Try to rotate and see that this coordinate system is exactly lying on that top plane. Otherwise, our sketching plane will be wrong. Okay. Now let's choose circle command. Now this time I am going to use origin, that is 0, 0 to place the center of a circle. Here I will choose diameter options and I will type 20. Similarly, I will repeat the circle command. This time again 0, 0, enter, diameter d space. This time it is 16 mm. Okay. Now let's save. Now if you carefully see the drawing or image given to you, the center boss is a separate part. It is made from brass material. It is not the integral solid part of the peripheral wheels. Now let me go to the press pull. Please watch this step very carefully. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to create separate solid, right? So press pull and select the inside part and click like this. So it will remove the material. Similarly, zoom in and select this annular area. That is the area between two circle we have created. Select it and click like this. So it removed, right? Now once again do the same thing for the same annular area and click it and type 30. So this is how we have created two different solids. Now to understand it, just select this, Control 1 for the property, and I will choose a different color, red, like this. Okay. So for the purpose of the giving the different color is to indicate that it's a separate solid part. Now let's go zoom in and try to delete the circles. So choose it and with the help of cyclic selection, select the proper entity and delete it. Again, I will choose on the edge and I will choose the circle and delete it. Zoom out. Now let's try to draw the remaining circles. Okay. Now for this, what I have to do is I have to move this by how much? 5 mm. Okay. Just look at very carefully. Otherwise, you can create the reorient this axis to that location. That is by using the circle of this larger wheel, right? But I simply displace is by 5 mm in Z axis. Okay. Now let's choose top point. Now save your drawing. Now let's type C for circle. Now this time it is exactly located from the center to upward direction, that is X value is 0 and Y value is half of the diameter, which is 70. So half is 35. Right. Now D space, the diameter is 20. Now I'm going to create array of these. So for that I will type AR for array and I will choose this circle from the selection window, then right click the polar options, and this time I will choose center point. Now as given in the image, I need 6 circles. So I will accept this default options. Okay. So let's rotate it to see the circle we have created. Now let's go to press tool to cut all these circles one by one like this using press pull command, right? So press pull command is very useful to add the material and to remove the material very quickly. Otherwise you have to create the solid and you have to subtract them one by one. Okay. So student, this is how you can create the solid model of given wheel. If you are not getting any step, just pause the video, go back and try to see how I perform it to get the desired geometry.